My lords and ladies, all rise and be upstanding for their Majesties Northshield, Kieran and Ellis. Their Majesties invite into their presence His Royal Majesty Outlander, Bela.
Greetings, peasants.
Greetings.
All right, please take your ease.
Yes, please.
Their Majesties call forth His Grace, Tom Tintinabulum.
Your Majesties, there's one in your kingdom that I believe needs to have a different position, let's say, amongst your populace. And I realize I could cause some potential problems because said individual is sworn to another from another kingdom. So if I may, if I could ask two questions.
Yes.
Your Majesty Bela, thank you for visiting us. I do want to ask for a great favor from my crown without asking you first if I may have that release from you to do so.
That's why I'm here.
Thank you. Your Majesty, I would like to beg a boon.
Absolutely. Sorry.
It's coming up
It's
on
been a little while.
Ask, and if it is a right and proper thing, and in our power to give, we shall grant it.
Your Majesty, thank you. I would like to ask a boon for Dane to be elevated to the Order of Chivalry, Bela Esquire.
Their Majesties call forth Dane of Needham. Your Majesties, I believe before we get started that His Majesty Outlands has business with this man.
Thank you, cousins. Dane, please stand. A long time ago, on the fields of Estrella, you and I had a conversation, and it was decided that you would be my squire. Our time together in the Outlands was short, as life took many twists and turns, and it took you outside of the Outlands and away from the SCA for a long time. But as life is wont to do, there were more twists and turns, and you found your way back to the SCA, to the Kingdom of the Northshield. At which time we had another conversation, and it was decided you would remain my squire. It has been my great honor and privilege to call you my squire. You have always been a man of integrity, of grace, and chivalrous virtue that the society proclaims to espouse as our way of living, right? You embody those goals. You embody that dream. And today, I must ask you to give me that red belt back. And I release you of your oaths of fealty and bonds to me, so that you may answer your crown as a free man.
Not much for words, but this has been a great opportunity for me, and kind of what you said.
This belt was given to you by my hand, and it signified your fealty to me and your journey on the path to knighthood. I will hold on to this belt until such time as you have a squire who will have need of it.
Harold, please call forth our most noble order of the ship.
Their Majesties request into their presence all members of the Order of Chivalry, Knights and Masters of the Society.
Please make yourself comfortable. No?
Noble order, is it your opinion that Dane be knighted today?
Aye.
Oh, wait.
Is there a royal peer to attest to Dane's nobility? Got a letter?
I am Master Bela the Kurgan from the Outlands. I now reside in your kingdom, but I bring words from the man I was squire to, Master Gunwald, first prince and first king of the Outlands. Dane Needham's son, from boy to manhood, I have seen, from toy to tool, from stitch to sword, strong of arm, great of heart, quick to move to keep his word. Before a boy full now wise and good, a man now comes, his knee to bend, an oath to live by, shielding others. This I witness and call him friend.
Thank you.
Is there a member of the Order of the Pelican to speak for Dane?
It is I, Susan Midwife. Your Majesties, I've known Dane all his life. It's been an honor, great honor to be a member of Dane's family. Dane's first event was Pensick when he was 2 years old. Even at that time, he was looking to be good and serve. Over the years, counting about 37 of them now, that we've been involved, sometimes less involved because of other matters. Dane has continued to serve his family, his community, and both kingdoms that he's resided. I highly recommend him for this.
Thank you. Oh, is there a master or mistress of the laurel who can attest to Dane's talents?
Talents. Well, he can hit people with a stick, Your Majesty is the best of them. Most of you here know me. I'm Lucia, that you can't tell, but this is me. I have not known Dane since he was born, but the first time I met him, that man was barely wearing pants. But he got better. He told me when he asked me to speak for him that it could be brief. I think because he doesn't want to be on his knees that long. But it didn't have to be real. All right. I'm an artist. Dane's an artist. He's a different kind of thing, though. Dane's art is living his life fully as Dane. I have never met a man. Well, okay, there's more to it. But I am pleased to know this man because he is truly and authentically himself. We all live in the SCA, putting that art together that we need to so that we can go be with our people. Dane has balance. Dane has his family, and Dane has managed to thrive in the SCA and keep those people happy. He is authentically yours, and thankfully I get to call him friend. Thank you.
Is there a Master of Defense to speak for Dane?
Or a letter?
Is there a letter? Somebody has a letter.
Your Majesties and noble company, unto their Majesties Guerin and Ellis, does their most faithful Master of Defense, Robert Talbot, send his greetings. The elevation of a peer of the realm is a cause for celebration and reflection. Celebration that a worthy gentle has been recognized by their crown, and reflection by every peer present and involved. I find myself caught in such reflection, so I shall speak to them, for the benefit of Dane. When we first step into the roles and limelight of service to the kingdom, we often do so in the form closest to us at the time. For the rapier community, this is found in the Princess Sleeve tournament. Many, many excellent rapier fighters have cut their teeth behind the throne of Northshield in service to their princess. Likewise, often, the kingdom rapier champion. For those blessed with talents in the arts and sciences, it is Kingdom A&S. For those drawn to service, so often are they overlooked and ubiquitous that the magnitude of their contribution is often only felt when it's gone. And for armored combatants, it's TOC, Crown and the Kingdom Armored Championships. I first met Dane of Needham, knelt at his side before Conrad and Evelyn. I had won the honor of being the Kingdom Rapier Champion, as Dane had won the honor of being Kingdom Armored Champion. I had it much easier. The championship at the time was in my own barony. Dane had to travel an extensive distance to prove his mettle and devotion. It would have been the perfect time to become closer to Dane and to become friends while serving the kingdom with our talents. But to my chagrin, that wouldn't be the case. But I knew him then, a fighter who cleared the field in pursuit of greatness and the chance to serve his king and queen. And I knew I'd see him rise in that pursuit. My lack of ability to get to know Dane better is a regret I have. But as peers, we, and now Dane, must have a certain amount of trust in our fellows. I can see the people that step forward to speak on Dane's behalf. Some I've had lengthy conversations with about growth and the qualities important in a peer. And I know that their opinions and their backing speak to Dane's qualities, as I knew my instincts were correct the day he proved himself a champion. As a man who values prowess and a peer who values growth and reflection, I must commend him to your majesties for elevation. Your obedient Master Robert Talbot, O.D.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, populace, yes. Thank you. There are a member of the populace who would like to speak on Dane's behalf. Give it. Yay, Dane.
Dane's awesome.
Dane, pay heed. A knight must seek excellence in all endeavors, martial and otherwise, seeking strength to be used in the service of justice, not for your own good, but for the good of all. A knight must recognize the sword of justice can be a terrible, terrible thing. So humility and mercy must temper and sheath it. A knight must remain loyal to the people and the ideals that he or she chooses to live by. A knight must stand for what they believe, even if they stand alone. A knight must love his kingdom and fulfill most faithfully his feudal duties. A knight must have courage to sacrifice for the precepts and the people they value. A knight must have faith in their beliefs, while never diminishing the beliefs of another. A knight values the contributions of others, according them the renown that they have rightly earned. A knight must be generous, countering the natural tendency towards gluttony. A knight recognizes that true nobility arises from the journey and not a destination.
Seek to emulate all of this sincerely as possible, not for personal gain, but because it is right.
Do not restrict your exploration to a small world, but seek to infuse every aspect of your life with these qualities. Should you succeed even in a tiny measure, then you will be well remembered for your quality and virtue. Knowing all this, do you desire to be accepted into this order?
I do.
Then let all and sundry here our will in full.
All pay heed to the writ of their Majesties Northshield. A warrior is known when prowess, strength, honor, chivalry, passion, and duty to kingdom far exceeds expectations. Like a plague, warriors defeat the enemy to rid the world of evil's existence. Warriors take down the enemy of the kingdom, leaving a path of destruction and death for truth and good. These warriors are recognized as knights and are honored as such with the accolade done this day by our hand, Kieran and Ellis.
Now swear fealty to the crown of Northshield.
Yes, we're gonna say. Yes, we can promise.
Do you need help?
We need that.
I dare swear fealty and do homage to the crown of Northshield. To ever be a good knight and true, reverent and generous, shield of the weak, obedient to my liege, foremost in battle, courteous at all times, champion of the good and the right, or the right and the good. So swear I, Dane of Needham.
We accept your gifts of fealty and homage.
We accept your gifts of fealty and homage.
We rely on you to advise us wisely.
And rely on you to advise us wisely.
As you light the way for Northshield,
with honor and charity,
we will act towards you respectfully.
we will act towards you respectively in all things,
Protecting you with our aid.
protecting you with our aid,
Rewarding you with our love.
and rewarding you with our love.
When may all your strength fail.
May all your strength fail,
And the world turn against.
And the world turn against.
and you bring this solemn oath.
Thus,
Well,
Dane of Needham, know that to wear the belt and chain of a knight is to hold a sacred trust, that the obligations of knighthood will demand your efforts every moment of your life. Is there a belt? Go ahead and stand up.
The knight's white belt symbolizes purity and chastity, that a knight must reign in their body steadfastly, avoiding the scandals of the body, gluttony, sloth, lechery, purity of purpose and a new beginning or rebirth, much like baptism, to begin again the steps on the path of chivalry.
Is there a sword?
There is, Your Majesty. The sword is the weapon of a knight. It has two edges. The first edge cuts to the heart of the matter and seeks the truth of any situation. The second edge represents the justice that is dispensed in the crown's name. But the most important part of the sword is the scabbard, which counsels mercy. For a knight should never draw their sword except for a just cause and the defense of the weak.
There you go. There you go.
You may hand it to the brother.
If you want, you can.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Like the spirit.
We need that little bit.
Are there spurs?
There is.
A knight's spurs goad the warhorse, so should they goad the knight to valor, service, diligence, and swiftness. Let the spurs hasten the knight to their duty, that he may maintain their order in high honor that belongs to it. By placing the precious golden spurs near their feet, a knight displays his disdain for worldly things. They should be worn with honor and discretion, lest they be hacked from your heels in shame and disgrace.
Is there a chain?
There is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there legacy chains?
There is, Your Majesty. This chain is passed from Gunther the First in an unbroken line down to me, and so too it passes to you, Dane, as we welcome you into our order.
The chain is of gold, the purest of metals to signify the purity of the chain of fealty. It is the metal that does not tarnish, that which binds the knight to their sovereigns and to one another. The chain is heavy to symbolize and remind the knight of the heavy responsibility that you bear. The chain is strong and runs around the neck of the knight, signifying the obedience to the commands of the sovereign and of the order. The chain is a unique symbol of the Knights of the Society for Creative Anachronism, and as such is the badge of our order, just as our forefathers have used the fleece, the garter, the star, and the cross to signify knightly orders. Pray that your behavior and deeds charge this symbol with our great reverence and respect as the symbols of our forebears.
Are there any further gifts?
You can't withhold a sword and an axe. That is my gift to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The candidate has been invested with the trappings of office of knighthood. Great. The dubbing. You have the sword.
Let me hold your axe.
Between us. Yep. Okay. And I have decided to forgive you. In remembrance of the oath given and received, strike the right shoulder with the relic. In remembrance of your lineage and obligations, strike the left shoulder with the relic. Be thou a good knight, strike the head with the relic. Rise, Sir Dane of Needham. Sir Dane, it is your sacred duty to guard those who have no help to defend those who are defenseless. You are the sword and the shield of Northshield. Give steadfast love and justice to all. Always be ready to defend the right. For those who cannot defend themselves now, bear this blow as the last blow unanswered you accept.
My lords and ladies, for Sir Dane of Needham, the newest knight of Northshield. Huzzah!
Sure. I'm not very good at
Their Majesty's outlets have requested a moment of Their Majesty's Northshield's time.
Your Majesties, I have often had the opportunity to come to Northshield, and every time I have come here, the people of Northshield have treated me with courtesy, grace, and honor. And it is a joy to see your people, and my kingdom enjoys fighting alongside your kingdom at the major wars. And I have a small gift of appreciation for your Majesties from our artisans as a thank you for the hospitality that your kingdom has shown me while I'm here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For the Outlands and their gifts. Huzzah! Huzzah! There being no further business, thus concludes the court of Their Majesty's Northshield. All rise and be upstanding. Long live the Queen! Long live the Queen! Long live our King! Long live the King! Long live the Outlands!